Mork has an inside scoop in the world of Super Mario Wonder, and I'm still playing on PS3. There's no real new update on my end. This is the team. This is Blasting Turbo Ports. Let's get started. I'm joined, of course, with the man, the myth, the legend. What is he, Joe Biden today? When did we change? Let me clear up my...
K9 biscuits! I know I think I already did that joke like twice already, where I just...
Yeah, that's your running gag. You turn into Joe Biden for about 10 minutes, and then you realize, oh, I actually have like more value than...
Alright, so I have the solution to America's economy. What? Where am I? So how are we going to solve America's economy? I don't know.
Oh my god. Somebody help me. Just... Oh my god. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't even want to get into the politics game. We're about to get into this presidential shit going into this year, end of the year, going into next year. I don't...
That's why we have the politics cast. Mark and Brian have
That's next.
Mark and Brian have politics.
Blasting politics cast. Some stupid
Blasting turbo politics.
There you go. Yep. And you have to say some stupid demeaning Republican thing, and I have to say some, like, unnecessary Democrat thing. And we blast them.
I mean, I'm not getting into it, but like, you know, after this, we're gonna have another idiot in about like 2 more years.
Another idiot. It's one of them.
And we're gonna have another idiot in the office. It's gonna be a new fresh idiot.
Another idiot that's too old, and even if it's a fresh idiot, it's probably gonna be a too old idiot. That's probably how this works.
Or it's just going to keep being idiots.
Yes, indeed. You know what else isn't? What is an idiot? What I've been playing, dude. I'll tell you what. I've been playing a ton of. Oh fuck! I forgot. Mark, where can we find you? I didn't even do any of the introductions. I did none of that. Embarrassing. Doing my job wrong. What is going on here?
Well, we have business cards now, so I ask all of you to look under your seats, and you'll find a business card with our information on it. Thank you.
If you're sitting on a toilet, just look under you. That's also our business card.
That's just our fucking podcast right there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, absolutely.
But no, you can find me at k9biscuits.com for right now until fucking Square. So fucking Google. Yeah. But like, K9, it's k9biscuits.com. Bring you right to my YouTube channel, or just put that up in Google, and you'll find everything I'm a part of.
Yeah, find me on At Democracy. Of course, this podcast is a part of the Screen Blast podcast lineup, where you can get the Cartoon Chat, which is all about animation. You can get the Screen Blast podcast. That's after we've seen a big theater movie. We come back, we talk about it. We have Stream Blast, which is all about stuff on streaming platforms or something that we've watched sort of on the TV. And then we've got...
On the telly.
On the telly, yes indeed. Chop chop. I don't know how they speak in Britain land. And then you've got this, all of them in one spot over on Screen Blast. So make sure to check it out. If you're here, you've already checked us out. Move forward, subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. All right, let's get into before Mark.
Give us your money.
Before you, we need to eventually. We'll get a Patreon at some point, but we don't have the traction yet. Once we get traction going, we'll kick into that level. But before you tell us the big sort of thing that you did, take me through sort of what outside of that have you been playing?
Should we get into PAX?
We should get into PAX. Dude, I tell you what, Mark played Wonder at PAX West. This is wild, man. How long
you... I didn't expect you to have a slide ready for that.
That took literally 30 seconds. You got the character, quick. You got the title, quick. You got the effects, quick. Done. Mark, tell us about PAX West. Tell us about Super Mario Wonder. One of the most hyped games of the year. You actually got your hands on it. This is a Blasting Turbo Ports, what do you call it? Exclusive that IGN doesn't have. Of course.
They have better shit.
They've probably got better shit. They probably have Mario's butt cheeks.
We got a team. We got 2 people.
And
like everybody else, is just like has a busy schedule and barely fucking works with us.
Barely. Yeah, that's right.
We had like a audience downstairs at one point. Most of them, no, not most, all of them just fucking fell asleep while we were just doing the podcast.
One of them looking at just memes and gameplay. Value, I tell you. Tell us about. Forget about that. Tell us about PAX West, man. What was that like?
Actually, I have a video for that. I just sent you. We just had to pause the podcast. But yeah, I have a short. I put on my fucking Messenger, Facebook story, Instagram, whatever. So it's short, but like, here's a quick look of what PAX West looks like.
We now go live to the past.
Okay, this seems to PAX Expo Hall. Now that people are just sort of like out and about, there's a lot more stuff here than there was in 2021. It's a big place. And, does that say Sega?
Oh yeah, you can send it there.
All right. So yeah, how was this experience? You said it's technically a bigger experience than when you went last time, but how is it overall this year?
Because I remember PAX West. What was it? 2021. That was my first time going because I was like, hey, I never went to PAX before. Let me try going to Seattle. And there wasn't much there, but it was still interesting.
Yeah.
Because people it's first PAX coming out of the pandemic. Not many of the big developers are there. Some are. And there's not many devs there in general. But like it was alright. But this year, pretty much everyone's there.
Holy shit.
It's very big, and there's the expo hall. And when I'm pissed, I found out later there's two expo halls.
Aw, dude, really?
There was one in one building.
Yeah.
And like the convention is split into two buildings. So the other building is called the Summit. Okay. And I didn't know there was an expo hall in there, and I found that out late. Because what's stupid is they close the expo hall at 6. We're gonna close. Why 6? Why not at least 7? 7's a more fair time.
Again, that's why. Yeah, any convention where you're stretching it and there's some midnight panels, amazing, beautiful.
The convention itself goes on until midnight, but like the expo hall closed at fucking 6.
Gotcha.
It should close at like 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoever works there is not getting that many hours. It's like whenever I see like a place that closes early, it's like. The employees are not like. Not only is this inconvenient to me that you're closing early, your employees are not getting that many hours. Right. You better be paying them good.
100%. Yeah, man.
But yeah, they close at 6, and so I went to one expo hall. The other expo hall I fucking missed because I was only there for one day. Because getting to Seattle from Baltimore was hell. Because I get cheap flights. It's probably easy if you get the more expensive ones, but I'm not spending all that much money to get to fucking Seattle. It was already close to $400.
What a deal!
Oh shit, that's my fucking screen.
What do you...
It was on my laptop.
Oh no.
And now it's back to yours.
Oh my. We've got ourselves a technical glitch on the Blasting Joe Reports.
But some
Continue.
Alright, you just cut the silence out.
I know, I just completely...
You just cut that silence out.
I think I'm keeping that completely in. I don't know if I'm... I don't know. I may or may not. Go ahead. What do you got? So, any PAX though?
Yeah, I was trying to get back my train of thought.
Here's Mark's train of thought right now.
Oh
my god.
It's a pretty plasma!
What a
I just showed them memes before we started, folks.
I can't wait for people to dress up going to that theater, by the way. It's gonna be fucking nuts.
Like, I barely see people dress up for movies and stuff for, like...
Well, I mean, they dressed up for Mario. You can imagine they're gonna fucking dress up. Especially since it's...
At our local theaters?
It's around Halloween. You know they're gonna do it.
Well, I see some Mario t-shirts. Plenty of people dressing up at the wazoo for fucking Barbie.
Because that's what I'm saying. And, you know, FNAF is an easy one to dress up for.
Well, t-shirts. Themed t-shirts. I saw t-shirts. I didn't see no dress up. For Barbie, people were dressing up. For other stuff, I see t-shirts. I don't care if I was dressing up.
I know when I saw it with my sister and my mom, there were people dressed. There were kids.
Blasting reports.
Kids were dressed up, yeah. Hey, we're still technically talking about video game-esque content.
Horror, horror, horror. Alright,
Anyway, PAX
yes.
West.
But like,
so
in
six,
Expo Hall 1,
yeah,
not in the Summit. I forgot what the other building is called, which I only went to see. I got to play Samba de Amigo for the Oculus.
Alright. Wait, on the Oculus, dude?
They have it on Switch and Oculus.
Okay.
And Glorious VR.
Yeah.
And I was planning on buying the game for Switch anyway. But like I was like, let me try the Oculus one, so I don't have a fucking Oculus yet. I do want one. But like I already got a PlayStation VR, and I don't feel like spending $400, $300 right now. Eventually. Fucking meta.
Yeah. Well, what? There's the cheaper one for $200, right?
Probably used.
No, new, isn't it? Like the cheapest one, the most affordable one. It's like
the most affordable one at retail is like fucking $500.
What?
It went up. It was $400 when it went to $500 later on.
No, you're talking about the best of the best, not the.
No, I'm talking about the fucking Meta. The Meta Quest.
No, not the Meta. Yeah, not the Meta Quest. The Meta whatever. This is related because this is still VR, which is gaming related. But I swear to you, there's a.
It doesn't matter. It's our podcast. We can talk about fucking.
Yeah, fuck you guys. You'll know.
Masturbation if you want, but
But no, keep on going because we'll look it up.
Well, if you're talking about masturbation, it only has to be the gaming related masturbation.
Welcome to the.
We are talking about VR. So
welcome to the blasting body port.
Oh Jesus. But
Oh gee. Yep.
Yeah, but like
what a nightmare.
You please show me the VR set that's $200. Because you can only get like Oculus.
You're talking about the Go. There we go. Oculus Go. Let me see.
What is that? You need a phone for that shit?
I think maybe. I'm just
if you need a phone for it doesn't fucking count. There's so many VR sets that like all you have to do is put your phone in, and it's like that's a cheap one.
Products.
It's not dedicated.
MetaQuest Pro, MetaQuest 2. How much is this?
Just got the part where you're looking for it.
Oh, it is. Okay, my bad. Yeah, the Go is the phone one. The Quest 2 is $300. My bad.
Mark was right. Brian was wrong.
That's like a Mark right. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so
we'll
but how was Samba de Amigo? You know, because again, that's like a really cool rhythm-based thing. How was that in VR?
That was great. It's still Samba de Amigo. It looks nice and it's fucking trippy as shit. And frantic because those visuals are just very colorful and flashy.
Yeah.
But it's still Samba de Amigo, and Samba de Amigo was fun, and like it tracks well, just like the Dreamcast version. I played all the Samba de Amigo games, which is just 3 Dreamcast, Wii, and now this, because the Samba de Amigo for the Wii, it's not all that great because the nunchuck, because for the maracas you play with the Wiimote and nunchuck.
Yeah.
And like the nunchuck's motion
it's not
sensory,
synced up well with the actual Wii yet.
It's not great.
Yeah.
And it's so not great that they give you the option of using 2 Wiimotes, and this is pre-Motion Plus Wii, so it's like still it kind of works. It's still not that. I mean, it also doesn't feel that frantic. I don't know. The visuals feel a lot more stiffer than they did on the Dreamcast one.
Right.
The Dreamcast one is great. It does. You do need to, if you have the peripheral, which I do, that weird expensive peripheral, the maracas.
Yeah.
You do need to like calibrate it right and like have the space for it. But if you get it right, if you get the calibration right and everything, it is fun. It is a fun experience.
All right, cool deal. But in VR though.
Oh, in VR, it's like it obviously because it uses the VR controllers and like. I mean, obviously those work like maracas. I remember like I was playing Beat Saber for the PlayStation VR, and it's like this is like a modernized Samba de Amigo. They should just make a Samba de Amigo for VR, and like now they've learned, they knew. They were probably playing Beat Saber and they were saying the same thing. Like, why Why
are we playing this game?
Why don't we have our own Beat Saber? Oh, we do. Let's we made up for the Dreamcast. Let's just make that for the Dreamcast.
Yeah. Now we need them to realize, like, hey, why are we playing Ace Combat when we don't release Afterburner again?
So yeah, like Samba de Amigo is their Beat Saber, and it's fun. I was playing the Sonic songs. I was playing City Escape,
of course,
and Fist Bump, and I was doing well on them because I know those songs.
Cool deal.
The song that wasn't on there that is on the old ones. I hope that gets on there later. Well, at least I didn't find it. Was "Living La Viva Loca."
Come on.
That's a perfect song for it. I couldn't find it on the track list on the demo, so I hope it's on the real thing. If it's not, it better put it on there later because that song is so great. It was because that song was even on the PlayStation. That song was even on the on the iToy version of the game too.
Man, that thing got around. That was even on Just Dance 2, I believe.
I love that song on Samba de Amigo because, like, especially the ending where it's like you do poses where it's like "Living La Viva Loca." I can always remember "Living La Viva Loca." And you had to pause every time they say that.
That's cool.
It was great. Samba de Amigo is a fun rhythm game. You should play it sometime. Have you played Dreamcast before? I know I showcased it in front of you.
You showcased it. Obviously, I think this is going to be... No, we haven't played Viva Loca, though.
Samba de Amigo in general.
We've played that. We just haven't played La Vida Loca.
Okay. That's a fun song. We'll play it again eventually. I remember Samba de Amigo makes you fucking sweat, dude. Just like Just Dance, just like Beat Saber. That game's a workout.
Yes, indeed.
I think even the original had like a fucking calorie counter or some shit now. Like,
I can imagine.
They knew it was a workout.
That's right.
But it's fun, and I can't wait to. I'm pretty sure I didn't play the Switch one yet. I'm gonna buy it eventually. I'm pretty sure the tracking is still good because the Joy-Con motion detectory is good. So
nice.
I'm pretty sure they haven't. I only heard good things about it too, so I'm pretty sure they haven't fucked that up. So I can't wait to get it.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know. I probably played some demos of like indie games, but I don't remember the titles of any of them. So. Whatevs.
I wish Penny's Big Breakaway was over there. That's another game I'd love some info on. Because we haven't gotten shit since its reveal.
I don't remember. That sounds so familiar.
That's the one that was at the Direct. That's made by the same guy.
Yes, there we go!
Yes, made by the same guy that did Mania.
Yep, not Tyson. But yeah, made by the same team of Mania.
Yeah.
It has T-Lopes doing the music, and the music from that even short Direct thing sounds really good.
It'll be good.
T-Lopes is good shit, and he's doing music for like Sonic Superstars, which gets me to another thing. There was a Sega booth, and yeah, all they had was Samba de Amigo and Persona 4.
What?
Persona
3.
Persona.
Did they have anything 3 Reload related?
I think there was 3. There was Persona Tactics. I think 3. I didn't.
That's 5. That's Persona 5 test.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything new, like nothing new then. It sounds like they don't have, because Persona 3.
I think they had like the other Atlas thing that's coming out. It's probably either Persona 3 or whatever that other thing is, Hackers or some shit. But I don't really care for the Persona stuff. I played a little bit of 5. I'm never gonna finish it in my lifetime because I don't have the time for RPGs, especially 100-hour RPGs.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like I've said before, I've seen that story now 3 times. Maja went through it 3 times. I've watched it from beginning to end. It looks very interesting. I like what they sort of allow you to maximize with player relationships with characters. But yeah, I would not actually play that. Like, after watching it, I just think if you haven't played it and you don't feel like you have the time, just watch it and it's just as good. If you watch a playthrough, it's like not just the animation. I'm saying like just this, like watching the story progression. It's like watching a season of a streaming show. Like, it's pretty good. You know, they're pretty interesting characters. It's a good cast to be around. That's why it's so loved. That's why it's such a popular game. It's definitely worth watching. And whether or not if you don't have the time, just watch it on YouTube.
I mean, there's an anime that just goes through the story.
It is, but it's not it's one of those things where you're definitely going to get more if you just watch someone play through it. And especially someone that...
Well, people are already doing that, just Let's Plays.
That's what I mean. Like, watch that instead and just go through. That's probably your best bet. You're gonna get a lot more out of
It's actually
the characters.
It's actually the problem. Like some developers having like Let's Plays are just stealing their potential people who would play the game.
100%.
Especially story-based games. So
yeah.
And there's some who take advantage of Let's Plays. So it's like, hey, this is a great way to advertise me. It hurts some people. It helps some people.
Double-edged sword.
Yep.
Yeah. What else you got, man?
Yeah. So what I was saying, like, that was it at the Sega booth. It was Samba de Amigo and Persona crap, Persona stuff. No Sonic Superstars. So it was
so
like,
happy.
what the hell? That game is coming out in like
a month.
A month,
Yep.
and there was a playable demo at Summer Games Fest, but you didn't bring it to fucking PAX West. What the fuck? I was like, what? That's all they had. There was Samba de Amigo and Persona stuff. What the hell?
It's basically a GameStop booth at that point.
Yeah, I would have waited. If there was like a long line wrapping around fucking the convention for Sonic Superstars, I would have waited.
We know. Shut
up.
After you sadly walked away from Sega.
Did I play anything else on the Xbox? I know I looked around.
I
know there's some lines for stuff I didn't feel like going in. I took some funny pictures. By the way, same thing with Nintendo Live we're about to get to. I took funny pictures of that. I will showcase those on Have a Cow.
All right, good shit.
Because those are some funny pictures, but
that's again the Cowcast. I forgot to mention in the beginning. That is the Cowcast. Check it out. It's on Screen Blast. So one of several different podcasts that we have here. So
are we calling it Have a Cow or Cowcast?
It depends on how we introduce it.
Probably just because you have it on the business
I have it as Cowcast, but
on the business card you put Have a Cow.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think it's also it's easier to just edit that logo. Just because we're just editing out our name, so just have it
way easier. Yeah, way easier. That's right.
Yeah. It's a good name for a podcast. Have a Cow.
I mean, I think we should still sell T-shirts with Have a Cow, but Cowcast it's just smoother for right now.
We can why not both?
Why not both? What?
Names.
Yeah, no, we can. It just depends on how we introduce it. Like if I walk in and we're doing a pod and it's like, hey guys, this is the Cowcast, or hey guys, welcome to it's Mark and Brian have a cow, it's Mark has a cow, it's Mark's fucking a cow, it's fuck cows, it's cows have fuck, it's you know
Right. Well, you have the font for whatever font you use.
It's on it's on Canva, so it's free.
I was trying to look for the font on Canva, and like what's on Canva is a file, is an image file, so I couldn't
No, I have a separate now. If you go through some of our
well, now you have it separate.
I know 3 months ago you were looking through it, but it's on a separate file now.
Thanks for having it fucking late as shit.
I know, it's perfect.
I was trying to make logos. I was trying to make logos for those segments I had, and I couldn't find the font, so I just had to find a font that was close to it. I had to do a reverse image search with the font, so I took a picture of it and went to Google and it's like, what is this font? And it's like, here's a couple results for the possible fonts this might be. So I was like, I just downloaded the one that's the closest to it.
And it wasn't it. But
it still looks good for close enough for those logos.
Mark, close enough is just not good enough.
That's why Max had to take it off their fucking network.
That's a good point. Mark, I think we should get to Wonder. What did you think of Wonder, man? When did you get to it? How did you get to it? What did you take away from it? All of the news about Wonder.
So, let's start with New Super Mario Brothers. You played those games, right?
Not significantly. You know me.
Yeah, I thought everyone's
played. You know me. I played. Remember, this year was catching up on Galaxy. If you remember, that's how much I don't know about Mario. I know about Mario Kart. I know about Mario Party. I know about some of the sports games. I don't know much about outside of the Wii, New Super Mario Brothers, and some of the DS game. I'd say most of the DS game. I don't know much in terms of the progression, about changes. I'm not one that's studious in the world of
How the fuck am I more experienced than you with these fucking Well,
You have always been the more experienced platform-focused guy. Like I said, yeah.
Well, I know. I started gaming in 2007. You had the rest of your whole life.
I already told you I was not subjected to. You always talk about I'm so experienced with knowledge of movies. I was basically trapped in this corner of racing games, shooters, and sports games and open world games, and that was it for pretty much the first 14 years of my life. And then I finally opened up when we got to gaming. We did gaming club and all that stuff. Opened up to all these different things. So I'm still sort of expanded. That's why I'm back on PS3 playing like Sly Cooper and all these different games just to go through and play titles that I missed. I want to check out these things to know what I missed and if what makes them good or not.
Yeah, this is a revolutionary episode. This is the first time in the new podcast era where they're giving out our origin stories.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll go into full on our origin stories some other day.
At some point.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing something related to basically the same format as. That'd be a little repetitive, but the same format as Tracing History, but for gaming, because that's just a completely different variant of things. It's easy to do. As long
you just call it Tracing History Game Edition.
Tracing is for art, so it feels like it's more if I was doing for gaming, I'd do
playing history. Gaming.
That's actually not bad. Actually, playing history is not bad.
There you go.
But yeah, something around that probably. That probably isn't the final, but definitely something in that realm.
Mashing history.
Mashing history. Insert port. This because it's plastic turbo ports. It's the insert port. That's That's not actually the name, but could you imagine how disgusting?
Call it insert.
You know how disgusting. Insert coin. That sounds so disgusting. Insert port.
Touch joystick.
Oh my god. The whole title is "When's the first time you wiggled the joystick?" Just some
Mash button.
Mash button hard. That's so gross. All right. Are you going to talk about more about Wonder?
Bend joystick answer.
Bend joystick? What?
Trying to make it worse.
Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoy this Mario Wonder pod. Oh my god. With FNAF music.
It's for the fun, what? I love that accent.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, so the new Mario Brothers Wonder game. The new Super Mario Brothers game.
Yeah, get it right so Nintendo doesn't sue us. Come on, man.
They're good. They've always been good. But around the Wii U to 3DS era, both of those came out very close to each other.
Mark, I care to interrupt. They were so good during the Wii and 3DS era. I'm sorry, the Wii U era. They were so. Why does it keep going back to? There we go. They were so good during the Wii U era that NAC outsold it. That's how game changing Super Mario Brothers was on Wii U. It was a revolution.
I understand, because who the fuck won that Wii U? If New Super Mario Bros. U was on the PS4, that game would sell 1 billion copies.
Well, yeah.
It would. Over NAC.
Well, the first...
People wouldn't feel like they have to buy NAC.
Well, first it would be because it's a Nintendo People would lose their shit, number one.
Number one.
But come on.
It will take away sales from NAC because people wouldn't feel like they have to buy NAC anymore.
Absolutely. NAC would not. That's why NAC died at the sequel. No one played NAC
because they have options.
Because they have options now. Exactly. Yeah. Either way, but
what they should have did is they should have fucking disconnected the PlayStation Store. Just took the PlayStation Store offline. Took every game of the PlayStation Store offline, but only have NAC 2 available.
Now you're talking. You're cooking. That's what I'm talking about.
And there's an update that it makes every game except for NAC 1 stop working.
That's right.
So your only other option is NAC 2.
NAC 2 or Dreams. Pick one and stick with it. And that's
No, because Dreams is too good.
Dreams is too good in this situation.
Dreams is disconnected too.
I see. Okay. All right. Not even the PlayStation support store where you could at least scroll through stuff.
No, just PlayStation Home and NAC.
Well, you probably should take away the home because you'd at least get more interest by like looking at the home screen.
Fine, fucking Buzz and Knack.
Again, we've talked about this. I think Buzz is actually valuable.
This is a fucking trivia game. Jackbox is better.
I'm not getting into. I'm not good. Anyway, let's talk.
Jackbox kicked his ass.
Okay,
It's a shortcut.
Yes, but Jackbox was around before and after.
The newer Jackbox.
Sony just wasted.
There's no point to Buzz now because
There is a point. You just reboot it as something else. You just do something more.
It would just be PlayStation's Jackbox.
Yes, it would be a competitive variant. That just like Mod Nation was to Mario Kart. They're not the same thing, but they're in the same space. That's what I'm saying. PlayStation could still make something that's in that space. That's not the same thing, but is in that same realm. Like I do think that PlayStation, if they put their like effort into it, could do something that would break new ground or at least be competitive.
They have to make it work with your phones.
Well, yeah, it would have to be phone related, which would again be like Jackbox. That's the point. Is it's just like Jackbox, but it's different. It's the PlayStation experience. Maybe you have characters that are PlayStation related instead of just 4 stupid generic looking humans like in the first Buzz game.
I do like that Muppet looking mascot though. Everybody should look like him.
No, Mark, you're just shit decisions. Why would you have people look like that terrifying Muppet thing? It's a robot.
Wait,
Muppet.
He's not terrifying. He's endearing. Like in the fucking PlayStation All Stars, he shows up. It's weird. He's a giant in play. They made him a fucking giant in PlayStation All Stars. He's intimidating.
Yeah, that was his upgrade. He was forgotten, and so he fixed himself and made himself bigger, like in Robots, the movie.
Like I was like, oh my god, he's a gigantic god.
Mm-hmm. Bow down. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just think, end of the day, I think I see an ideal of where Buzz could be, especially when you think about the fact that Ubisoft, when they have like Monopoly and they have Jeopardy and they have Wheel of Fortune and they have all those games are on eShop and PlayStation Store and Xbox, and they sell a ton. Like, they're very popular. So even if it was like Jackbox or if it was in the space of one of those classic game show games, you could find a space in there that would be pretty popular, and having an exclusive variant is pretty valuable.
Do we have like game show games on like modern platforms? Because those should be like phone related too.
Well, again, they have like Family Feud.
I know
Monopoly.
I think they're on. Are they on PS4 and shit? I know they're on 360 and other.
Well, anything PS4 related carried over to 5 on the shop. Anything.
I know. I mean, are they on 8th generation consoles?
Yeah, they're on 8th generation. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. That's where they're based from. They were on 8, and then they were just pushed to 9 through their shops. But they're not like locked to 9. They're still on 8. They're not like impressive either. They're very bland. They're not impressive. They're cheap to make. They're cheaply made.
I'm pretty sure fucking Xbox, we're still using Xbox avatars.
Like, okay, think about this, right? Like, let's say, just for the fuck of it, they said, alright, we've got a VR headset. What if we use the VR headset and you could you could literally be a contestant, and so the pressure's on you more as a contestant, and you're in the game show. Like, I don't know if that's interesting or not, but at least you're doing something experimental that people aren't doing.
Unless you're doing something VR headset, because Sony needs more apps for their VR headset.
They need to, yeah.
Because like you're kind of limited on the Sony platforms. Meanwhile, VR headset for PCs,
all over the place.
Possibilities are endless.
It's an open marketplace over there. That's the problem. Mark. I think we should get to
So that was our. So yeah, that's my impressions of Mario Wonder. This is the podcast. Go home.
Yeah. Would you? Yeah, man. Wonder.
Okay, so because I was talking about Wii U.
Yeah, you were building up to.
I was building.
You were trying to set it up, and I took the bricks and I just said, "Fuck your bricks." We're talking about Buzz. You
started talking about fucking Knack. I mentioned Wii U
because it outsold. It outsold.
Shut up! I'm getting a Mario.
All right.
Fuck you.
Mark Cerny was proud. He made Knack. Remember, he was so impressed with that stupid game.
You're still on Knack.
But
do you hear yourself?
Just understand, dude.
You are still not letting me get to Wonder.
No, just understand. At the PlayStation 4 showcase, he was so happy about, fucking Knack. He was like, this game is going to be adventurous and exploratory. It's going to be so much fun. And it's like, how did you think this was, good? Like, this...
Knack 2, baby!
Alright, back to you, Mario Wonder.
I'm sorry, you fucking started me. Like, okay, so, I remember fucking... This is the Knack cast. Well, I remember fucking playing when the PS4 was new. I remember, like, I was interested in Knack because, like, I like the design.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks like an interesting, like, game. And then I fucking played the demo at a fucking GameStop, and I was like, this is fucking boring.
You walk around, you shrink, you turn into polygons, polygons that do different polygonal things, and then you do more polygonal things.
This is just...
And the world is so boring. The world is terrible.
This is the fucking next-gen game?
Awful world.
This is what they're selling the PS4 with?
Like, Jack has a much more immersive world. Sly has a more immersive and designed world. Ratchet, through all its iterations, has had several worlds that are more interesting, and somehow you came out the gate with something that looks like it was like a PS1 up-res of a city. Like, it looks very basic. It's very weird. You know what I mean?
Jack, compare that game to fucking Jack 2.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the...
You can't, man. You can't. That's the problem. You can't. That thing is 20 years old, and people would jump to play that game if it was a launch game.
Alright, so with that being said, look forward to our one episode Knack playthrough on the Blasting Turbo Report channel.
We should. I mean, it's probably easy to stream and upload from the floor. And
just do the comment. We're gonna do comment. We're gonna shit all
We should.
over
No, I'm serious. We definitely should, and just talk shit about it.
We're gonna have one episode on Knack and one episode on Knack 2.
Do we have to do Knack 2?
If I can, I think the library does rentals, so if the library has it, we can probably like fucking
You asked them for it.
It can be the same episode, Knack 1 and 2.
You ask them for it, they banish you. They let you have it.
They rip up your card.
They let you have it. And
they take away your American citizenship.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Enough of the Knackcast. Let's get back to a much more interesting situation.
This is all your fault.
You were building. So I will stop interrupting. You were building up to Wonder through the fact that new
Super Mario Brothers games. They're fun. They all of them are fun, but they kind of blend into each other after a while. I mean, each one the controls get tighter, but the art style is just very bland.
Right.
And when you look at those games, it's just like, alright, if you already played one, you just kind of don't feel like playing all of them. But every time I play them, I enjoy them, but it's just very basic. And then they're it's an option in Mario Maker, so it feel even though they don't have all the tools, it still feels like everyone's made all the levels possible to make out of that game franchise. And it's like,
it feels more. Yeah, it feels like it's maximized already.
Yeah, so I don't want to. Nobody wants to see new Super Mario Brothers come back. We are
new
done.
is old. We're done with the new.
Yes, I also hate. I know it's a Japanese thing, using the letter Z and shit. But using the new adjective in an American game, I hate it so much because it gets dated. The new 3DS, I hate it because if they come out with another 3DS, if there was to come out with another DS, what would I call that one? Is that the new 3DS?
It was.
We had to say that for a while when they came out with one. It's a new 3DS. It's a new Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that was very. That new era was so annoying because it was already. All right, so there was already the 3DS, and then the 3DS XL technically was new because it's a new product when you consider the fact that the old 3DS was the original version. So then a couple of years go by, you get obviously the 2DS, then you get the new 3DS, and then you get the new 3DS XL. So you're adding two subtitles to 3DS. And then you had all the way in the future the new 2DS XL after the new 3DS XL. Years after. It was such a weird era. Very weird.
I get it's an adjective probably the Japanese are used to using in front of their shit, and it probably makes sense for them, but Nintendo of America should have known better than just to use that adjective for their products over here. Fuck. It always bothered me so much. It's this is our new game. And it's it's already dated. That's annoying.
I will say, new for Nintendo is the same energy I get with Game of the Year edition.
I swear, if the next...
Remember Game of the Year edition 10 years ago?
Yeah.
It's like Game of the Year edition or Definitive edition. That's the same sort of vibe I felt like from New, when you kept using the quote New, even though it was a new game that felt the same.
If it's Definitive or Game of the Year, it better be just that one.
It better be, right, yeah.
I swear, the next Switch is called the New Switch.
Oh my dude, there's so many good options. There are so many good options to choose from for naming, and if they choose New, that will be fucking annoying as shit. You have no idea, I'd be pissed. Like, are you kidding me? New Switch. I know we're saying that now, and then it's gonna happen probably, but come on, New Switch? Fuck, man. Don't, like, please. Switch was already a name we all had to get behind, like, come on, at the beginning, we were all like, Switch, the fuck? Like, you get it.
If the next Switch is called the New Switch, I will cause many terrorist attacks.
In your bathroom.
On everyone's bathroom.
Just gonna walk into someone's house, just take a shit. That's it.
And I love that. I saw a meme like a guy walking back from an explosion, and the caption is me walking out of Taco Bell's restroom.
Yeah. You gotta be proud of it. I'm returning to you what you gave to me.
Yeah.
Appreciate what I'm doing for you. It shouldn't be hard.
But I'm just like, but like, what? So
with the new concept,
so like the
this
next
is stretching into infinity is what's happening here. With
the
new,
this
was supposed to be one of 3 pieces of content we were going to be talking.
We're still on this fucking slide, goddamn.
Yes. Yeah, but
this is our content, people. Right.
It is. But
all right, let me focus. Focus.
So but you were talking about the new gaming convention idea thing.
Yes, but like, yeah. So when I heard about Mario Wonder, I was like, oh shit, they're not doing new anymore. Everything looks expressive. Mario actually looks like a cartoon. Like he should look cartoony instead of like just being on model.
Yes.
Like it looks great. And, like, it looks like it has an interesting gimmick. The Wonder Flower looks like it's, it can add some fun to it.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just one more time. I just considered this in the moment. Do you think that it was probably the fact that, do you think that the Mario Maker games were the sign that Nintendo knew they had to move off of that? Because it was so simplistic at that point that they were just doing create a cart, like, they were just giving you the opportunity at that point. They were like, all right, we know how simple this is. Like, I think if there's any sign that they knew our next variant has to be innovative as hell, like, that probably was the sign.
I think that's a part of it.
You know what I mean?
It's also the same feedback from everybody. It's like these games all blend into each other. Make something different.
Right.
Because, like, that was the general, like, criticism everybody was getting. I'm pretty sure they weren't oblivious to that criticism.
No.
So
sorry, but you were talking about the design and everything.
Yeah. But that's definitely part of it. That's the reason they had to change it up.
Yeah.
Also, like like I said, these games blend to each other. What does help is they're on different platforms. So if you were to have another new game on the Switch, new Super Mario Bros. Game on the Switch, and you already have U Deluxe on there, it would just like. People's like grandmothers who gets game for their son. They were like, "Didn't I already buy that game? Fuck, that looks like the other one."
That is a really good point. Yeah, it is not that it's identical, but it blends. And that's the problem. It's too similar. Yeah,
too uniform.
It's right. There we go. Yeah. And so when you saw this game now in real life, it looks in real life.
So yeah, finally the art style looks interesting for a 2D Mario game.
Yeah.
And like that Wonder Flower looks like a fun gimmick. And I was like, yeah, but it still looks like a 2D, a modern 2D Mario. It still looks interesting, but it just looks like new Super Mario Brothers.
So it still, at the end of the day, still feels like, even though. When we saw it at the Direct, it's like, ooh, this looks a little more colorful.
Because I saw. Did you watch the Mario Wonder?
I didn't get a chance to.
It's a short Direct, but like, but you know, watching the Direct, like, okay, it's just more new, but like with extra gimmick added. That's cool.
I see.
And then I finally played the game.
There we go.
And
part of it.
Yeah, so I finally
We're
played
here,
it.
ladies and gentlemen.
It was available at Nintendo Live event, which thankfully I got in because when I entered the raffle at first, Nintendo
This is
gave
months
me,
ago, by the way. This is like
months
March
ago,
or
yeah.
April or something.
Yeah, Nintendo gave me the sad email like, you didn't get picked.
Screw you.
Screw you. And then when I signed up for a ticket for PAX, I signed. They like, hey, while you're at it, you want to sign up for Nintendo Live? And I was like, okay. And then like back then, I was like, okay, just in case,
Right.
I'm going to sign up with a different Nintendo account.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I did that. So like later, like months later, like I don't know how they decided months later. Months later, I got an email that was like, hey, yeah, you got in. I was so happy.
He started sucking off his Mario plushie.
Because, dude, I already got a PAX, because, like, when I got that letter that, like, I didn't get picked for Nintendo Live,
Yeah.
I already bought my PAX, my plane tickets, I already got my PAX ticket, I was like, alright, I'm pretty much gonna get in. I should get in. And I did, and I was like, I guess I'm just going to PAX, and I'm just gonna experience PAX, and I'm just going to be walking around PAX, seeing people with Nintendo bags, and just keep telling myself, I'm not missing much.
I'm gonna get you the world's smallest violin. Yeah. That's not the fucking violin, you fucking idiot. Go back to the FNAF shit. Alright. But, so... But so you were able to find that you were actually able to get in.
Yes.
You get there, like you said, you start playing. How does... Because what do they give you? Do they give you a Joy-Con, like a standard Joy-Con set, a Pro Controller? What are they letting people test this game on?
Oh yeah, I had a game. They had a Pro Controller.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they had the Pro Controller.
I would hope so.
I don't want to hold it. I don't like.
Yeah, come on.
I don't like holding the Wiimote sideways. I don't like holding the Joy-Con sideways. I will only do it as a last resort.
Yeah.
If we are like
Out of options.
if we are out like max controllers, we're like, all right. We have a couple people here, and like I'll just break this controller apart in half, so we have more controllers.
And even then, you would
I
probably...
always like that concept. It's good for like a last resort measure, but like...
Yeah. But even then, you probably are going to have some attachment to make it more comfortable to you. At least, I mean...
If you don't have one on hand,
yeah,
like, it sucks.
I'm saying I'm saying not a controller, but I'm saying an attachment on the Joy-Con to sort of expand it so it feels more comfortable in your hands. That's what a lot of people tend to do, is even, if you're out of luck then, it's like, alright, if I have to play it sideways in the shittiest possible way, I'll have that attachment, that accessory that turns the Joy-Con more into a controller where I can sort of firmly grip my hands onto it.
Firmly grasp it!
Like, look, my hands would have to, because, you have to, like, triggers up here, and it's terrible. It's like, fine, I'll do it, because I don't have options, but... I like the idea in concept, but in execution, for hands that are bigger than a toddler, you're out of luck.
It does feel... It's even smaller than a Wiimote. But even holding a Wiimote side was the last resort. It's
like imagine if the DS Lite back in the day had its triggers toward the middle of the back.
Did it?
No, remember, the triggers were at the ends.
Okay, yeah.
But imagine if the triggers were at the middle. That's the Joy-Con, because the triggers are like... You have to get past the curve, and then the triggers are there. So the curve, and then they're like...
the Sony handheld like that?
No. All of the Sony handhelds were on the ends as well.
Okay.
I will say, the closest thing probably is the SP. The GBA SP.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. But that's the close... And that's too small for me now. As much as I love it, I can't over like a short period of time.
Of course, listening to this is still pissed I didn't get my impressions of Mario Wonder yet.
Dude, I'll clip this out to make sure, like, the key... Like, this is all gonna still be probably the Wonder conversation, because we keep getting to... But it's gonna be, like, knack, and it's gonna be, like, whatever, and I'll try to fragment this out. These are good topics that we're just, like, tossing in. This is like a free-for-all right now. Yeah. It's inadvertent. We just haven't done a Blasting Turbo like this in a while.
Oh, yeah. We haven't done a Blasting Turbo Wars in a while in general.
Yeah.
So we can only get to our podcast weeks at a time.
Weeks at a time. That's right. It's usually like a bulk recording. So, but,
And you audience don't know it's a bulk recording. It's like all you have to do is pay attention to her clothes.
That is true. Yeah, you'll find if you look at some Stream Blast episodes and some Screen Blast episodes and Blasting Turbo, you're gonna find that 2 weeks ago, in the middle of August, there was a drop of an episode, and then a week from now there's a drop of an episode, and 2 days ago there was a drop of an episode, and I was wearing the same clothes, and that's because we probably
don't shower.
That. That's a Screen Blast exclusive. We don't shower. But no, so they gave you a Pro Controller, the obvious best controller option. I think obviously that was a combination of we want to sell Pro Controllers, but also we know that people would be upset if they even tried to give you a Joy-Con.
I'm pretty sure people would be fine with a Joy-Con.
I walked all the way here from PAX, and I walked all the way here from my comfortable hotel in Seattle.
Everyone knows we're gonna get with it's a Nintendo. It's either there or the highway.
That's true. That's true, 100%.
So
yeah, they could give you an N64 controller, and you'd have to work with that.
If they were in charge of Burger King, if they ever buy Burger King in the future, their new slogan is "Have it our way."
If they ever bought Burger King in the future, that's when you know Nintendo's going bankrupt. I don't know. Like, there's no fixing Burger King.
I know, but like the point is, their logo is going to be "Have it our way," not "Have it your way."
Yeah. You want the cheeseburger? No, you'll have the hamburger with 4 pickles.
Yes.
No sauce. Fuck you.
And you have
$59.99.
You have to keep the pickles on there.
Right. $59. They will stare at you as you eat it, and if you even try, they will slap it out your hand. No refunds. We were talking about Wonder at some point in time.
Fuck!
So you know what's funny is, I know, like you said, if there's anyone listening, we were so close because it's like, alright, you had the controller in your hand. What controller did you have? You had the Pro Controller. Alright, and then Tangent.
It's all your fault! You keep doing this!
Because these are...
Every time I get closer, you're like, well, what about that other thing?
I am fascinated at this, I'm fascinated at what they brought to the table at this event.
Shut the fuck up! Alright, Alright, Wonder. God damn.
So you have the Pro Controller, and you're finally about to play it, and they say, well, we're shut down. Thanks, guys, for
build up. Alright, so the game, so I actually played the game, because you get 15 minutes on the game.
Okay.
And, it's fucking fantastic.
Ooh.
I love it. So the controls are tight, as as expected, because the controls to like Mario Brothers U were tight too.
Right.
But it's just like as tight. It doesn't play 100% like it, but like it still plays good. Like you can't really do a triple jump.
Right.
And which I like that new Super Mario Brothers, but like it still feels good.
Wait, you can't do a triple jump?
No, you know when you jump.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
Right.
You don't do a triple jump, but it still feels good because when you still get a high jump if you run pretty fast.
All right.
But like it, and you have like little stickers where like they took a gimmick from one of the RPGs actually, Paper Mario, where you have badges that give you extra little abilities. So like the one I had like makes you glide if you hold the R button, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
And there's ones that like give you double jumps and other sort of nifty cool stuff. But here's the main gimmick of the game is the Wonder Flower. So the level is like normal platforming, pretty good platforming.
Yeah.
But then you got the Wonder Flower, and the Wonder Flower is like in every level, and it makes the whole level like it gives it some type of frantic gimmick.
Is that the thing where everything starts moving around?
Everything starts stripping balls.
It looked good in the presentation, not the present, but in the direct. By the way, the direct way back. How did it feel dealing with that in the moment?
Oh, it's fun because like it feels like a normal Mario Bros. Level, and you touch that. As soon as you touch that flower, everything starts going to fucking wacky town. Like the whole there's a complete different gimmick in every level.
Yeah.
Like the like one of them, it's like the pipes just start moving weird, and one of them starts crawling, and you're
God.
And you're just riding on the pipes.
Oh my god!
My favorite one so far is like you're just going through a normal platform level, and there's these enemies like these one of the levels was like there you get an enemy type of like a bull or like a sheep or I forgot what that animal's called. I'm just gonna call it
some
bull.
sort of steer, bull,
steer
Fernandad thing.
And you get that wonder flower, and just a herd of them just start coming in. And you have to ride on it, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
And then like so in one of the levels it's an underground level, you know, it's an underground level, and like you get the drill. There's some interesting power ups too. Like the elephant one is fun. You're just like a fucking brute, and you just like spray water and stuff. The drill one is cool too. So you can drill underground. You can even drill in the ceiling. So what the underground one is like, it's a normal platform level. When you're playing around with the drill power up, and I'm like, okay, this is fun. As soon as you touch that wonder flower, a giant thwomp the size of the fucking screen is coming down, and you have to drill your way down in the level.
Yeah.
And what's cool about every level, so like the wonder flower makes everything fucking like frantic and fucked up. And then as like at the end of every level is a wonder seed that turns everything back into normal. So you get the franticness of the level, and then you get the cooldown, and it's just like a rush, and it's like, whoa! Like after you get that wonder seed, like you like okay, so you're going to low as like normal, is like do, and it's like as soon as you get the wonder flower, it picks like, and then like it's like the trip just stops.
Suddenly urgent.
Yeah, suddenly urgent, and you touch that wonder seed, everything just cools down, everything turns back to normal.
That's awesome. And
it's great, and every level is like that, and it's fun. So, my favorite 2D Mario game is Super Mario Bros. World for the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I think that has like perfect level design.
It also has great advertising because, you know, had that ad campaign with the
a little bit better, a little bit more something. It started naming some stuff. It was cool.
You've got to have it. You've got to play
it. Yes. The new Mario Bros. Games, they have good level design, but they don't come close because I think Mario Bros. World is just perfect game. Mario Bros. Wonder, if the level, like, I played a handful of levels. If the rest of the game is like that handful of levels, that it might rival Mario Bros. World.
Might be a timeless classic we're talking about here.
It might rival Mario World as like my favorite 2D Mario game.
Ooh, okay.
So, which is big because Mario World is one of my favorite games of all time.
Right.
And fucking Mario Wonder might get up there. It's already feeling that way, man.
Do you think that does it feel like, now obviously 15 minutes, very minor, but it's enough?
Decent amount.
Do you think that with Wonder, it doesn't feel like it's going to be repetitive, it just needs to keep an energy where the stages are still unique enough while using that same format? It needs
to keep the gimmicks varied and fresh.
Okay.
You can have returning ones, just like add some spin to it.
Right.
Which, like, even the new Mario Bros. Games, they were good with level design, and they were good, like, even returning, like type of gimmicks for levels. Like, they were good at, like, still keeping them interesting. Because, like, the new Mario Bros. Games were never bad. They were just, like, they were just getting old. which is the opposite of the title. It was just, like, it's ironic.
Yeah.
Like, they're fine games, but, like, yeah.
Just a tired, played out thing by like you said, Wii U.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add to the Wanderlust of Wonder here before we?
I can't wait for it. It's like
it comes out.
It's one of my anticipated games of October, so I'm excited for it over Sonic Superstars.
But I know like you said, you're gonna get Spider-Man 2 and Superstars are more your priority than Wonder right now. Because you want to get those done, right?
I will say that I'm not gonna count Superstars. I would say Spider-Man 2 is because Spider-Man 2 is a shit.
Right.
Sonic is a cult religion, so I have
you're stuck in that.
I have to buy mandatory, or else my church will.
Well, Martin's gonna come after you. What's gonna happen? You haven't played that
my
shit
church
yet?
will crucify. My Sonic church will crucify me.
Yeah.
I'm going to Sonic Church at the end of this month.
Plus, the audience will be waiting for another Martin and Mark conversation about Sonic again.
Yes.
That was really cool. Again, that was really cool in the last year, and it's really cool this year to, talk.
And you were there.
And I was there in the background talking about Transformed in the beginning, and then kind of nothing else. Yeah. But
I have nothing to add.
I will say, like, next month I will again, as you know, I'm not really one to buy new games. I usually go and, like I said, I'm digging through the old content. I'm trying to play games that I missed or games that I find interesting from the past. Whether that's on right now Wii or PS2 or PS3 or 360, because I have the one, so I'm able to still back compat.
There's still a lot of like retro games. I'm still trying to play, but like
it's just time. It's just time. But that's the thing. It's
I
like
work too much.
Yeah. So.
But like because of the way the economy is, I have to keep needing more money, and it
Right.
sucks. And because of that, I keep needing to work
Mhm.
just to keep stable. To keep my life stable and keep getting all the goodies I want, I have to like keep working. And it's never enough money. If the economy was good, I would have more money than what I need.
100%.
But I just like I work hard. I work hard just to have just enough money of what I need.
Just to balance it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I will.
We're
actually,
back to politics.
Yeah, I will actually buy. I will actually buy Mario Wonder. That's going to be the one That's probably my holiday game, unless
I'm buying all three.
Else. I know you're going to buy all three, but I'm saying, like, in terms of a game that I'll be able to talk about with you guys when the time comes, I'll try to chew through that, get it done, talk about it, go from there, and that will be the game. Plus, in terms of modern game consoles, Switch is the one that I have right now.
I am playing Spider-Man first. I am going to take time off work
to actually get through them. How far are you on Morales, by the way? You were still doing security shit. How far are you on?
I'm at the end.
Oh, good. All right. Probably. Do you think you'll actually get it done before October?
I'm at the end.
Like it's done, or you're at the end? I'm
at the final level.
Oh. Okay.
But like I'm just doing a couple missions just because I feel like it. But like I'm at the point where like the next mandatory mission, if I like go to that area, it's going to say, "Hey, you're coming to the end of the story.
That's right.
Do you want to upgrade because you can't go back?
Yeah.
You're not allowed. We're not allowing you to go back.
Yeah.
So you want to fucking explore the rest of the open world, and it's like fuck. Let me upgrade some shit before I fucking get to this because this is just me. For once I reach credits, that's it.
I understand because I recently completed. I think I brought this up on a Turbo Port a month ago. I completed Starlink, and yeah, it's like that's over, and it's fun. It was a good time. It's cheap, but what the fuck are you?
That is good.
Oh, I was like, do you have a stance on Starlink? Like, but
yes, that game I have not touched yet, but I own it.
But that's right, you own it still. So I will say again, the campaign's short. You can probably get it done if that's the only game you were playing and you came home and you put an hour in or you put 30 minutes in every day. You probably get it done in under 2 weeks. You get it done and then it's over. And yeah, after that, it's just sort of a repetitive, like, hey, the enemy's back, do this. Hey, the enemy's back, do this. And there's a couple missions here and there, but it's just like, hey,
in the world.
But like you said, same thing. You get to that right before the final mission. Hey, this is it. You wanted to do whatever, and it's over. So yeah, it's What's funny is I haven't jumped in as often, but what has jumped me back in to Starlink was the fact that I still, every once in a while, I'm playing Star Fox. I'm getting a lot of trippy visual here. I'm playing a lot of Star Fox, like Star Fox Original. So because I'm playing Star Fox Original, I like comparing to what, and there's so much inspiration.
I mean, you should be.
It's so good. It's
okay.
So
that
good.
game, like, you should be just because the 64 is kind of the definitive version of that game because the original Star Fox has been remade like fucking.
I remember it was on the 3DS as
5 times, because I say because fucking 64 is just a remake of Super Nintendo, and 3DS is a literal remake of the 64 version, and Star Fox Zero is
no, that doesn't sound.
It's a remake of 64 again.
Oh, I thought it was actually a new game.
It is.
But it doesn't sound like it is. It sounds like
it's like a reimagining of 64 again.
That's terrible. And again, the only new thing then that we
it wouldn't be if you could just play regular. I gotta look it up. There's gotta be a mod.
No, you're stuck. You got it. I think you're just like you said. There's probably a tweak that you can do, but yeah, being stuck with that gamepad is a stupid idea.
I hate it.
Yeah,
there's a good game in there.
Yeah,
I'd be fine with it.
The only new thing then has been that drop of Star Fox 2 that is on the new booster course, not booster course pack, but the family, not family pack, the fucking whatever pack, the fucking online, Switch Online. If you have Switch Online expansion, you have the chance to play 2. And it looks like it's interesting. I played like a level there. It's like, oh, this is... Alright, you guys probably should have done this 10 years ago, but fine. Alright, cool.
They did.
They did, and they just kind of... Yeah.
No, it was a finished game.
It was, and then they didn't drop... Yeah, back in 90-something.
There was like, dude, the 64 was coming out. Just fucking axe it. We're done soon. And I'm like, alright, fine. This game's complete. You want to do something with it?
Just the arrogance of Nintendo in the mid-90s is insane.
They're still arrogant.
They are, but
rich.
like that arrogance, man. Like that arrogance got the PlayStation.
I would say they got fucking more arrogance nowadays, but they're just rich. So they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Dude. You compare though. That arrogance got the PlayStation launched. Like that's the amount of arrogance you have. Like that's insane.
They did make their own villain.
They made right. That's peak arrogance. You can't get... Dude, the arrogance of PS3 made Xbox 360 the beast that it was.
It'd be funny, because, like, imagine, like, the time shift we would have had, because I think Sega would have still gotten out of the console market, but they would have been in there a bit longer if PlayStation didn't exist to fuck them over.
You wonder if Microsoft would just be paired with Sega at that point as well to keep things going.
Probably
because instead the idea of the Xbox probably wouldn't be Xbox. It would be much more Sega leaning, similar to how much they were already talking. They were in cooperation in the past at that point.
I wonder if they would even get into the gaming space without trying to rival PlayStation.
Isn't that the crazy question? That's a crazy.
Because if Sony just continued working with Nintendo, because like after a while Nintendo would just start using other hardware, and just like Sony would like, okay, I guess we're just done with this.
Would it be?
They'll probably make their own software.
Yeah, you wonder. Yeah.
Or they'll probably like, who knows? Like they'll probably like sell some of their shit to Sega.
It's such a weird. It's such a weird.
Because there's a different timeline where like
a whole different.
Like Nintendo and Sony were like, or if Nintendo just be like, if they just like made like they didn't like fucking break up with Sony behind their backs. They just had like a good disagreement with Sony. Like, hey, we just don't want to work. We just don't want to. It's not working out. We're just gonna look for something else. And like it was like a mutual agreement. Like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And Sony wasn't doing anything out of spite. So it's like that timeline is just so weird.
It is. It's nuts. It's like the idea that, like, imagine if Apple actually was successful in their... What the fuck was that console back in the 90s? That weird console that they made. Like, imagine if Apple actually succeeded and became a console player, and how fucked up...
they probably would have.
That. Just imagine how fucked up everything would be if Apple was in there, too. Like,
again, I think Sega would have failed because they were making some terrible fucking decisions.
Like, either way, there's no getting out of the fact that Sega would be... just fail.
They would be in a
by the end of the 90s.
They would be in a console game a little bit longer, but they would still fuck themselves over because they were making some stupid...
Do you think the only way is maybe if like a company like Microsoft just straight out bought Sega? But Microsoft wasn't big enough yet, I think, to even... Sega was huge.
There was rumors
Sega was like
buying
giant
Sega back in the day.
But that was...
They were getting a whole fuck ton of money.
But that was back in the 360 era. That wasn't like in the 90s. You know what I mean?
I was talking about the original Xbox era.
That's what I mean, like in the 2000... Oh, the original Xbox. Okay.
Because Sega was like... after they got...
They were in fledgling. They were in bad shape. Yeah.
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 But, because a lot of their money and resources were going to the console shit, and it was like, abandon shit, this isn't working out, fuck, we're losing money.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, after that, it was like, they were just like making a lot of revenue from arcades, and like, Sega Japan is just rich, was just getting rich off arcades. Until a pandemic!
Yeah. Dude, imagine if Atari was just still here. I don't know how that works because Atari's just something I don't track and I don't really care about. But like Atari's one of those companies where if they didn't just rest their laurels and just kind of,
I mean, if the Jaguar was a fucking, I don't know. I can't be mad because like they committed like suicide with the Jaguar.
They did. Yeah, that they were the predecessor to the failures and arrogance Sega had in the late '90s. If you think about it.
Oh, by the way, I want to keep saying like the Atari 50th anniversary collection. Love it.
What about that weird? You're not talking about that weird Atari box they just announced again. They keep announcing this every year. They keep announcing this Atari box that is coming, and then they never release it that year. And then it comes again, and they never release it, and then they announce it again. Like it's again this old wood box that looks like it's the original console or one of their consoles that's really popular.
I don't know if that's a thing.
It is. It's a thing now.
Well, you can ignore that. Maybe that's
no, I'm only bringing this up because we're talking about consoles. I was ignoring it the whole time.
And showcase them on this podcast.
Mark, I'm not investing any money.
Or just one right now.
That's a hard pass.
Do it.
I'd rather buy 12 PlayStation TVs.
Do it, you pussy.
Again, I will say, and I will always like play. And I think I said it probably last pod. PlayStation TV could have been like we're talking about now. Imagine all these different console scenarios. Could have been that entry level console that you just attach to the TV and could have really beaten out like Amazon Prime, the Amazon Fire Stick. I mean, and could have beaten out the Apple TV Stick and could have beaten out all these other smaller tech pieces because they were like 2 years ahead of the curve.
People in
But they were just really casual about it.
People in scalpers have a hard-on for new hardware nowadays, so I think the Vita came out now, and it had an affordable memory card. It was sold gangbusters.
Oh, do you want to talk about the closest thing? I mean, because we could.
We're done with Wonder.
We are done with Wonder. I was going to honestly end this episode. I was going to be like, well, we spent basically an hour. How long is this episode, by the way? This is a good episode.
An hour and 11 minutes.
I think
we're not movie length. We're not feature film. Actually, no, feature film. I think by law, feature film's like 80 minutes.
We are at like I think
regular average movie.
I think
length,
Pause of Fury length. I think Pause of Fury was right here.
Was the movie that short? Because it felt like for fucking ever.
It dragged on. Yeah, it dragged on. All right, I think we'll wrap this.
You don't want to talk about the PlayStation Portable?
We can do a PlayStation Portal top because we're gonna.
Oh, we're gonna have separate episodes.
I think we can. I really think because what we're gonna do is, and I don't care that this is in. We're fine. What we're gonna do, guys, is you're gonna hear this. This is gonna drop the week that we actually are recording this, which is like rare for us. But we're gonna drop this the same week that we already have a Stream Blast. What we usually do is Stream Blast one week, Blasting Turbo Ports the next week. What we're gonna do just to complement this is we're gonna have Stream Blast, which already dropped. You can check out the Moon Girl sort of episode 1 through 6 review me and Martin did a while back. Oh yeah. But you can.
What you knew, baby.
Shut the fuck up. But you can check that out now, and you'll be able to check this out at the end of the week. And then at the further end of the week, you can check out, I believe, Blue Beetle, if not Strays. And then after that, what am I lost on? Next week, this will be. You'll have 2 episodes. You're gonna have. We had an episode with Brian where we talked about several things, fighting games.
Yourself, what?
Forza, Bacon. I'm sorry. We had an episode with Bacon.
Fucking idiot.
Where we talked about Forza and its limited stuff. We talked about fighting games. We had several topics on that thing. So that'll come out next Monday, and then end of the week after that we'll have our PlayStation Portal conversation. So everything's going to be sort of packed together, but I think that this is how we'll do it for now, just so that you guys have a lot more content to discuss and talk about. Mark, you have any closing words to give to the people?
I will talk about more PAX Live on Have a Cow.
All right.
Because I gave you a second video that you didn't fucking play, so I'm just gonna save it for Cowcast. Thanks for nothing.
The second video, Mark, that was porn. I'm not giving the audience porn.
Give them what they want.
Guys, that's going to wrap it for this episode of Blasting Truck Reports. I've been joined with
K9 Biscuits.
You can find him on YouTube, of course, and you can find me on I don't know why I pointed at you like you just didn't say where you can find yourself. And of course, you can find me on atdemocracy.com, and you can find me right here on Screen Blast. Of course, once again, Blasting Trouble Reports, Screen Blast, Cowcast, and Cartoon Chat. Line up like few other places.
Don't say Stream Blast after Screen Blast, because those names are too similar, so you gotta break it up. So you gotta say like Screen Blast, Cowcast, Blasting Turbo, then Stream Blast. So it doesn't it doesn't blend in with the same.
It does sound like each. Yeah, I think eventually we may do a name change, but we've done too many name changes. I'm trying to keep these consistent. Yes. It's like we should change the name for a 44th time. Yeah, it is what it is. If we were still doing this...
Put me in this shit.
By the way, if we were still doing this would be Tech Gaming Podcast, which is a terrible name. It's so blatantly bland. But you would all know what we were talking about.
That was good for its time.
It worked.
It felt like a good name.
For the time, yeah. We felt revolutionary. Tech Gaming Podcast. That's like sandwich making instruction. It's just... Alright, guys. Thanks for watching.
Lock it out, everybody!